What's up, fam? We are here today. We're filming a Q&A for you guys. I asked on my Instagram before Micah was born and yesterday for you guys to send in questions for a Q&A because we never filmed that before, so we're doing it now, but whatever. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. It's kind of an open floor for like anything kind of Q&A because this is our first Q&A. And we want to start doing these.
What y'all want to know?
Yes, we want to start doing these once every like 6 months. He keeps saying once every month, but once every 6 months. Alright, so we're just going to jump straight into it. Okay. First question. Do either of you speak another language fluently? And what books are on both of your nightstands? That's 2 questions, but
no, I only speak English and a little bit of Blackanese.
Yeah, so you are.
I'm not fluent.
I'm fluent in English and sarcasm.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say that I am bilingual.
What book do you have in your nightstand?
What book do I have right on my nightstand? Right now I think I have the Janine Allen one. The Stop Trying So Hard one. You don't have to try so hard.
Got the Bible and...
Crushing It?
So what?
Crushing It?
Crushing It right now, currently, yeah. I don't know if y'all know who Gary Vee is. Some of you guys on social media might know, but he's like a social media guru. But reading that too as well.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Question number 2. So, I'm not sure if you two have been married for a year yet, so this question may or may not apply, but we have been married for almost 3 years this July. So it's gonna apply. But what do you two do to keep your relationship spicy? Like to keep the love flame burning? Are you two still sending random and kind, caring gifts to each other like you said you did with the care packages during your long distance relationship? Advice on how to keep the marriage lit. Romantically, spiritually, emotionally, sexually. Okay.
Good question. Good question.
To keep our relationship spicy, I guess. Like to keep the love alive, really just keep the sparks sparking. I'd say for the most part, our marriage 3 years in right now, because we had long distance, I'd say that I'm not like sick of him yet, you know? Like it's not that the spice has gone flat. Does that make sense? Yeah. Whatever, we're going with it, guys. It's not that the the spark hasn't necessarily died out often enough for us to have to like put a lot of effort into that. Would you say?
I think
we go through rough patches. Don't get me wrong. We've gone through so much.
I think that our relationship helps because, I mean, we started off as such good friends before anything else. You know what I'm saying? We didn't start off in a sexually romantic relationship. It started off as a friendship and our love grew from that. So with the friendship as our foundation, I mean, we keep it alive just by being great friends and playing games and being intentional about date nights. And one thing I like that you do, you leave me like little sticky notes, or she might write like a letter from time to time, and that's something that, you know, that feeds my love language.
So yeah, so exactly what you're saying off of that is basically if there are times when there is a rift, because we go through rough patches, like long time periods, it's up and down just like everyone else. During those times I'd say that I'm more intentional about trying to speak his love language, because it's typically a disconnect issue. Like if we're just not necessarily on the same page, a lot of that stems from not speaking each other's love language. So if we are going through a rough patch, I am a huge talker, so as soon as I start to realize that things are going a little bit weird, I'm like, hi, we need to have a conversation. I'll stop whatever he's doing and make him start talking about it, and then start asking about things that I can do better, and then he'll ask like what is something that he can do better, and it always comes back to like speaking each other's love language a little better, because a lot of times we get caught up in our own love language and the ways that we would feel love, so we tend to speak that naturally to other people, thinking that they have the same love language that we do. So when things start to get rough or things start to get a little off, then we kind of like, all right, meet up, team meeting, basically, to put everything back on track.
Communication is key. I mean, like, above all, that's what's kept our marriage and our relationship so strong.
That's the only reason why we're still together, is honestly
communicate.
communication.
If there's a problem, or if I'm feeling some sort of way or she's feeling some sort of way, we have no problem talking about it and being like, hey, you know, like, I wish that we could do this more. I wish that we could go out more and do this. And she's cool with it because we're both pretty go with the flow. If I want to go out to a club and she doesn't want to go out, we'll communicate and come to an agreement. Usually she likes to come out with me because I'm pretty fun, but
yeah. And like you said, just it's just the little things, like leaving a sticky note, or he'll do like a big love language of mine is like acts of service and quality time. So he'll do like little things around the house, like he'll help me, like I'm just trying to think, like recently, like clean up pumps and like with bottles and all that kind of stuff. Just the little things. He'll take one of the night shifts if Micah wakes up, and it's little things that honestly keep it all going. And
speaking each other's love language, I think, is the most important thing to keeping your relationship alive and strong. You have to fill each other's tank, you know?
But yeah. Alright, question number 3. What do you disagree on most, and how do you normally come to a resolution?
Most.
To keep it real with you guys, I'd say we're coming out of a rough patch right now. So we've had a lot of disagreements. I
mean, but the disagreements, lately. I mean, that's over like dumb stuff. But like, like typically over the span of our relationship, what's been, to be honest, my biggest pet peeve is her leaving the milk out. That's it. That's it.
He does. That actually will start quite a few fights.
Just cause I'll, you know, I won't say anything for a while, but you know, then the milk will be out 3 hours later. It's like.
Okay, no, you get mad at like my forgetfulness is what it really comes down to. It's not even just the milk. It's like little things. If I forget to do this or I forget to do that, you're like, did you cash that check yet? Like, just little things. Like, he gets upset that I'm forgetful. So I'd say that was yours. To me, a big thing that I think that we fight over. Like I said, I'm the talker. So sometimes it will take pulling teeth to get him to talk.
Lack of communication.
Yes. On his behalf, I can talk all day long, all night long, the whole next day. We can talk for 5 months if you want to. I can talk. So I'd say that a big part of it is probably pulling your teeth, and it frustrates me. It is the most frustrating thing in the entire world, because female brain, the way that works, you won't communicate. That means you don't care. That means you're not interested. That means you don't like me. That means we're doomed. That's how my brain goes. So when he won't communicate, then
sometimes the brother just needs some space.
Whatever. Sometimes the sister just needs some communication. That's mine. Alright, so yeah, that would answer that one.
Alright, check. This one is about pregnancy and postpartum stuff. Postpartum workouts. Does your body change completely from your pre-pregnancy body? I.e., are your hips wider and larger breasts, or has breastfeeding helped a lot with the postpartum stuff?
Okay, postpartum workouts. I will start there. I have always been athletic. I've played sports since I could walk, and getting pregnant, I didn't work out for like the first few months, to be honest, and then I worked out towards the end of it, which is pretty opposite. But because I did that, I think it was really easy for me to just kind of jump back into not exactly what I did before with those heavy like weights and as much endurance as I had. But for the most part, my postpartum workouts have been the exact same, aside from, I guess, the amount of weight or how hard I'll push myself.
Okay.
But
does breastfeeding help with the
breastfeeding? Melted off all of my weight. I mean, all of it. I started off at 135, and then I ended up, I think, at like 175, something like that. I gained like 40 pounds, I think. And breastfeeding melted it all off. Okay. Like, aside from like probably 4 pounds, which, I mean, working out and eating and drinking water took off, then I would say, yeah, breastfeeding melted, all that.
Okay.
What was the biggest adjustment since baby? For example, sleeping, new routine, feeding, etc. I will honestly say, for me, the biggest adjustment since baby has probably been our marriage, and I think that our dynamic and the amount of energy that is now demanded in so many different areas. So it's like you don't have as much time and energy to pour it all into one area. What? But what would you say? I'd say that our marriage, I think that our dynamic changed a little bit. I think that it forced us to kind of grow up in our relationship a little bit.
Yeah.
A little more.
We have to mature. I mean, we met when we were like 16, 17, so our relationship has been, you know, that plus a long distance for the past 6 years. But having a kid definitely makes you grow up and realize that, you know, you have to be a little more responsible as adults and try and do it, but still keep our marriage primary and important. You know what I'm saying? Because if we're not connecting well, then the kid can tell. You know, and other than that,
he is way fussier when we are not on good terms.
Yeah, you can feel that. Sleep. I mean, he wakes up in the middle of the night, like twice in the middle of the night. We have to feed him. He cries sometimes. We have to get up and walk around with him and put him back down to bed and hope he doesn't wake up again. So I mean that's just that comes with being a parent. You know. Yeah. Our kid is good by like most standards. He's not OD. He's not crazy.
He ain't a nut.
We're pretty blessed in that aspect. But I mean, sleep, you still lose a little bit of sleep, but it's worth it. You know, it's not like I'm upset about it. I like to wake up in the middle of the night and like hold him and sometimes.
He's cute. He's fun to look at.
Most of the time.
Okay. Next
Ready?
question. Yep.
Hi, Ariana. I live in Seattle. Go Seahawks. Repping all day. And my boyfriend plays basketball in California. I was just wondering what got you and your husband through long distance. I've been with my boyfriend 5 years and been apart for 3.5 of those years. Never seems to get easier. You know what? I thought that our long distance was going to be over, but I'm leaving again on Sunday and we're about to be in the long distance relationship again. I'm gone for 2 months. Her and the baby are staying here in Virginia while I'm up in Seattle, so that's going to be something we work with. So yeah, so how do we deal with long distance, and what's the hardest part about being married to an athlete?
So, advice for long distance. I'm going to give you a really quick rundown of this because I can honestly sit here for probably 2 hours and talk to you about what it takes to make it through a long distance relationship and all these different aspects that play into it. But the main thing that I always tell people is one of the best things to focus on when you're dealing with a long distance relationship are the little tiny things. You really have to put it into perspective because of course you'd rather be in person with your significant other. It's just easier. They're there, like the communication is face to face. You can read them. There's nothing lost in translation, like none of that. That's the preferred thing. But when that's not an option and you're not trying to break up, then you have to shift your focus and you have to start focusing on the little things like the phone calls, the texts, the FaceTimes. Writing letters honestly is a big thing because nobody really does that anymore, and it shows that the other person is still putting forth effort to pursue you from wherever you guys are at.
It's a lost art.
It is a lost art, but I would definitely say that focus on what you can have patience. You have to have patience because I don't care how much you're on your phone, there's times when you're just not. So it's like when you're trying to have a conversation, the other person just might not be able to be there right when you need them. So just have patience with yourself, have patience with your partner, and have patience for the dynamic of your relationship to find its footing as you guys kind of figure it out. Because it takes a lot of effort. An in-person relationship takes a lot of effort. Any distance takes twice as much effort. So focus on the little things, have patience for each other. Communication is the number one, the biggest thing ever. We talk about that religiously. Communicate, talk to each other. If you feel like they're not displaying effort, or you feel like they're not hearing you, or something's off, or you have trust issues, talk. You absolutely need to talk to them.
Now, trust issues. Okay, so trust and communication and
focus
commitment.
On the little things, commitment, and remind each other often that you love each other and that you guys are doing this for each other. There's a bigger picture, a bigger purpose, more intention than just
have a goal.
Passing time. Yeah.
If you guys have a goal to come out of the long distance relationship on the other end, then that'll kind of keep the hope alive within the relationship during the long distance thing. If you guys don't have that foreseeable future, then it becomes a little bit tougher because then y'all are both kind of playing that waiting game. Like, hopefully it works out. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. But if you're committed to it, then it'll work. Have faith.
And then what is it like being married to a professional athlete? I always want to just tell people, I met the kid when he was 16. It doesn't really make a gigantic difference. It doesn't change the dynamic of our relationship at all, for one. But I'd say that the demand on life and the sacrifice is you have absolutely no idea what you're in for. It requires 110% sacrifice of everything you have come to know and love and grow comfortable in. It is ridiculous sacrifice. You gotta give it all up. So I hope that the person that you are pursuing is worth it, because it requires all of you. It really does. It is absolutely ridiculous. If you would have asked me before I met him, like, what are my goals? Where do I see myself in 5 years? This would have never been it, like, at all. But you gotta be ready. You gotta be willing. All right, at what age would you consider appropriate for Micah to start dating in the future?
Honestly, it's different with guys and girls, to be honest. What you think? What you think, Mom?
When he's married, he can start dating.
Honestly,
bring another chick around here.
Honestly, the kid's already a flirt, so we gotta watch out for him, because he thinks he's cute. He is kind of cute, but he be having like little conversations right now with people, like, like
you act like he legit talking.
Like like legit talking to people, and it's ridiculous. But what age would it be appropriate for him to start dating?
I'd say once you get to legit, like high school. Like a freshman.
We'll say
like,
16.
You really don't know what 16. You're doing.
We'll say 16. When you can drive, when you have a job and you can drive.
But we're also not dumb, and I had little boyfriends, quote quote, since like preschool. Yeah, bro, we used to play dinosaurs together. His name was Frankie. I miss you, Frankie. Alright, next question. When he's away for football, is long distance hard on your relationship and or family?
Yes.
Yes. Every single time he goes away, we go through a couple week adjustment period. You'd think we'd have it down by now. We do not. It happens every single time. We have to find our groove again. Our patience runs thin when we initially separate, and it takes a while for us to figure it back out. It's hard to communicate as often, and it's like, it's weird. It's a weird adjustment, but yes, I would say that it is hard on our family. I think that it's hard on the relationship, but after a couple weeks, we kind of get the hang of it. Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully with a college degree.
Honestly, this question is probably the hardest question ever that I can get, because kind of like we just talked about with the whole professional athlete, there is no knowing. And as long as he's playing football, I'm sacrificing.
But hopefully, if things work out, we'll still be up in Seattle. We both have to finish school, so we're
more babies.
Yeah, definitely more babies.
At least one, if not two. For sure. Somebody stop me from getting pregnant now.
Couple more kids, yeah.
I'm not.
We'll be on the West Coast probably, because we both have to finish school.
I'm scared of San Andreas.
And I'll be in Seattle playing football if all things go according to plan, which I plan to make that happen. So
you plan to carry out the plan.
Seattle in 5 years.
With babies.
With babies.
That's all I can plan. You guys see that? That's it. All I can plan is when I pop them out my crotch. How many kids do we want? 6. I know, right? We're psychotic. I want 6 kids. I am one of 4 kids. I want 6 of them.
We just want a basketball team plus a sub.
Straight up. We gotta have a sub because somebody's gonna get tired. Yeah. Somebody's gonna get tired. Somebody's gonna fake an injury.
Yeah, you got to.
Fake an injury. Something is gonna happen. We gotta have a sub.
Squad.
So, yeah, squad up.
Forever.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So that concludes our shebang for today.
Let me ask you guys this. Answer in the comment section below. What do you guys do to keep your relationship spicy?
I'm interested to know.
Actually, yeah.
I don't know how many of y'all
give us some tips, you know what I'm saying? What do you guys do for date night?
So like if love starts to die out, do we role play? Like, let us know.
We're young. We're trying to figure this thing out. Help us out. What do you guys want us to make videos about?
I was just gonna ask that. Okay. I was gonna say, what do you guys want to see more of?
Yeah, because you know we got a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? We got the football jump, we got the family jump, we got the dog jump, we got Micah jump.
I can also just film me.
You also have that, which is probably the primary option that y'all really want. Like, as cute as I am, like I know that.
Do you want Alex out? Is just me? Like, let me know. No, I'm just kidding.
Like be straight up. I'm okay. I won't take offense. But listen, we do have something coming for you special. Give it or take a couple months, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go out to Seattle right now and do my thing. But But once we get the whole squad out there, in the meantime, before we get there, let us know what you guys want to see.
Yeah.
Because we're just here with the camera, having fun.
Straight up. Okay, that is it for our Q&A with you guys. So we will see you next time. Answer those 2 questions that we asked you guys in the comments below so that we know and we can kind of direct this and actually start doing this thing. So yeah, okay, let us know. We will catch you guys next time.
Amigos.
Oh. Okay, bye guys.